Welcome back for the back nine coverage of the second annual Royal Stewart Open.
We had some good scores on the front nine. Ben shooting a hot -3, trying to catch up to Pat. He's still 2 strokes back, but he's making a push.
Hole 10 is a really challenging par 4. There's an OB shooting range that sort of blocks off your direct route at the basket, and it's in the long position, so it's particularly long and uphill. It's hard to tell how uphill it is from the video, but it takes a good shot just to get to the position to get around this corner.
This whole plays so long because of the uphill. It's 2 full throws to get there.
First drive was solid. Right, you want to get to the mouth. There's a mound in the back of the shooting range that catches the shots, and all of that's out of bounds. So just to get past that mound takes a full throw.
Yeah, this is a hole where Ben can really show off his distance here. That looked like a great drive. He's going to be in position for the birdie.
Rob's letting one go here. That's really good as well.
That's not bad either, yeah.
It's another solid drive. This one's a little shorter than the others, which if you're not all the way up to the corner, you won't be able to see the basket on your next shot, which makes it substantially more difficult. So Bart's actually throwing up to the mouth, just past the mound.
Yeah, I think he might have clipped something on his second shot, so he's gonna have a pretty far way to go to save his par.
Solid shot by Rob. I don't think he could see the basket from there either, but a solid second shot.
Right.
Oh, so I think what happened here, I think Ben actually grip locked a little bit, threw out of bounds, and didn't clear the mound to come back in. So they're having a discussion about where exactly to mark the disc, and, based on where they're finding it in this rough. That big pile of junk that you see Pat standing next to is the rough on the hill in the back of the shooting range.
Yeah, even standing up on that elevated area where he is, you can't see the basket because of that tall grass there. So this is a blind shot from Ben.
Yeah, having to take his meter relief from the OB line, throw over that rough, and not a bad shot.
He got good distance, but he finished way left. It's probably going to be a bogey for him.
Short and left it's a little rough. There's a lot of these little trees once you get past the shooting range.
Right.
That just like catching discs. It's a solid shot.
It's a good shot from Pat. He might have a putt there.
This is Bart's third. And yeah, he got all of that. That's a good shot. So you can see where Ben finished up. Wish we could see the angle of his shot because you have to weave in between these little trees. And it makes it a very tricky approach.
Looks like he has to go around the tree there.
Oh, that was a solid Andy shot.
Yeah, he'll have a short putt to save his 5. I think this is Rob's boy.
Third, right?
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think. We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah. This might be for a birdie for Pat.
Ooh, good run. I'll take an easy 4 on this hole anytime.
Oh yeah, it's so long and so far uphill. It's a tough 3. It's a good putt from Bart.
Yeah, it's solid after the last missing on 9. Solid finish by Ben, finishing up what it could have been a pretty rough hole after going out of bounds on the drive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
no.
Man. It's that wobble on it that sneaks through the chain somehow.
Yeah, he wants that back, you can tell.
Some days are like that, right? They just don't catch.
Mm-hmm.
we're off to hole 11. Hole 11 plays back down that same hill. It's not a steep grade, but it is downhill. It plays kind of long in this position. It's in the long position, and there's a grove of trees that is straight ahead of you and to the right. You have to get around. You don't want to be in it because it can really cause some obstruction as you're trying to approach the basket. Looks like Pat's going to elect for the big hyzer shot around that grove of trees, which will come into your frame in just a second. Right there. If you do end up long or right, there's a lot of this tall grass, which can make finding your disc a challenge. But if you end up there and find your disc, it's not too bad to get up and down.
Right. And it looks like you got a little bit lucky today. There's no wind. This hole plays infinitely harder when there's wind coming up this hill. So it really allows you to attack the basket when it's very calm like this.
Right, with all those fields, it's just open fields looking into this hillside, so you get a ton of wind. Whoa. I think the camera fell down or something there. That was...
I think Ben got caught up in the trees there, so hopefully he'll be able to get up and down to save his 3. Robert throws a great shot here. Around the trees, hyzer and back in. He'll have a look.
That's not an easy shot. I mean, it's a pure hyzer, but it requires some distance.
Yeah.
Even downhill.
You got to really push it forward.
So it looks like Ben fought through those trees pretty well, just to give himself a look at the basket. Good solid run. I think we missed Bart's upshot again. Is that...
Yeah.
Rob, man.
A little bit short.
That's rough because it was such a good drive.
Yeah.
It's still a long look, but just to have a look is kind of impressive.
Ooh, Bart puts it off the cage there. I think he's going to have to take a 4.
There's a few that have been low for him.
Yeah.
He's normally so solid on the green. It's strange seeing him struggle a little bit. Good tap in for Ben. And Rob. Yeah, hole 12, I'd say, is arguably the hardest hole. The next hole is arguably the hardest hole on the course.
I would agree with that.
At least hardest to par.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen one birdie on the next hole.
Me too.
It was last year's Royal Stewart Open. Hole 12 plays back up that same small grade hill. So it takes a full crush just to get up to the woods that you have to throw into. There's a tree line and then a scatter plot of trees as you play up to the base of a set of mounds that are about maybe 20 feet high.
Yeah.
And about 30 feet back into these mounds is the basket atop one of the tallest mounds, making it an elevated tee shot. The goal here is to throw with some distance and end up to the left. If you end up to the right, it's just, you got to be lucky to get through.
Yeah, you're throwing into a wall of trees. There's a gap in the trees on the left, so you definitely want to finish to the left so you can aim for that gap, and that's right where Ben is heading.
Yeah, this is a really good tee shot.
That's crushed.
That was huge. That's a solid tee shot as well.
Yeah. That might not be far enough left to have a hyzer through the gap, but he should have something.
Right, he can actually access the gap.
Right.
Bart as well, he's a little short. You want to be closer to those trees if you can. Just makes the gap much easier to hit. Oh, and there it is. You can see that the trees are just everywhere on this. It's throwing into them.
Rob also gets caught up there.
Pat is farther left, so you should have an easier look at this gap. Oh no!
Ooh.
Just a little early. 10 feet to the right, he's at the base of that hill. Now he's in. That stuff is awful.
Yeah, that patch of rough there it's tough to throw out of.
It is thorny and just terrible to be in. The footing is bad. The plants are awful. It's not a good spot to be. Just 5 feet from being perfect. I think it's knocked down, but that's the advantage of being so far up the fairway is that
Right.
even though he got knocked down, he's still got an approach to the hill.
Like the back soldier, like got like big lip.
It's hard to tell how close that tree was. It affected his throw. Wow, he actually got to the top. Skip.
Yeah, I think he's on the right side there. That's going to be a tough putt on this elevated basket.
Other than like right at the base of the pin, there's not a whole lot of good places to be on this hole.
No.
I've seen 4 putts and 5 putts on this.
Yeah.
It can get out of hand.
Pat's trying to get to it. Just trying to get to his disc is a challenge. He has to throw a flick Annie and catches a guardian tree, and that's a tough putt. It's super high and it's not looking good.
You really can't see the basket really well from the bottom because the mounds are blocking your view, and it's hard to tell how far back it is. It's farther back than it seems.
Right. Rob just has to pitch
Yep.
out there.
You can really see how high up that basket is.
We right there. Come flash.
But anything that's that close is pretty comfortable
Mm-hmm.
when the wind is down. It does get windy sometimes, and putting uphill into these elevated baskets is tricky in that when there is a wind.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great approach by Bart. He put himself about 12 inches away and gave himself a nice tap in.
Yeah. That was a pretty sick slow-mo shot. Come on, Ben, hurry up. It's taking so long, man. And follow-through is so unorthodox, but he gets the spin on the disc. It's
Yeah,
pretty impressive.
pretty good shot too.
All right, hole 13 coming up is going to be the Frog Pond hole. That we saw there was 2 pars and 2 bogeys. That hole 12 is a very difficult birdie.
Yeah,
Hole 13 is a frog pond hole because there's a frog pond right in the middle of it. The pin is in the C location, so it's going to be pretty far to the right. You're going to throw over the pond with the disc tracking left to right and crashing into some trees over there on the right. There's also an OB hazard here, the fenced-off area, which is from the university's forensics department, I think.
right.
Getting tired.
It'd be a pretty bad shot to throw into that stuff, but
It's happened before.
it has happened before. Seems like both players are opting for the turnover shot.
I think Bart turned that over a little bit too much.
Yeah, he's going to be a little long and right.
You kind of want to put it over those reeds.
Yeah, I think the clearest line to the basket is throwing over the pond and having tracking to the right.
Right.
Oh, Pat too. And, that's a bad kick. He's going to actually kick right up against the fence there, I think.
Yeah.
He didn't go over the fence, which is good. So it's still in bounds, but it's going to make for a really tough approach. This looks like it might be hyzering out a little early.
He might have a look there. There is an opening to the left there.
Yeah,
You can get a putt.
I think he was tracking right to the B position, so I think he's going to be where the B position normally is. It looks like Pat's taking his meter off of the OB. Just trying to find a line. I actually think the video misses his shot, so we get to see him prepping his shot, but we don't actually get to see him take the shot.
Yeah, there must be a lot of trees in his way if he's taking this long.
And we'll just have to imagine his shot.
Oh,
now.
absolutely.
Just
Yeah.
imagine it was a good
Full
shot.
confidence.
I hope it was. And we're off the bend. You can see how obstructed the footing is there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rough. Yeah, you're right. Rob did end up having a look there. Oh, come on. Get that up there. A little short. Is this... Okay,
That's
so
Pat.
that's where Pat's approach got him. Looks like he went past the basket. Oh,
Big you have to settle for a bogey there.
It's such a short hole, you hate to take a bogey on it, but it happens pretty fast.
Yeah, you can see how many guardian trees are on the green there. It's tough to get through those and get close to the basket.
We missed Bart's approach shot, but you'll see it in the slow motion here in just a second. Because he was long. Just had to lay up. The rest of the guys clean up their tap-ins. So yeah, there's Bart's approach shot. You can see how far he went past, actually.
Yeah.
Pat taking the only bogey on that hole. You want to talk about 14? I've been talking about all the holes. I hate 14.
Yeah, 14, it looks tough if you've never played the hole before because it looks like you're just throwing into a wall of trees and it's just luck. But it's there are some local routes if you know the lines. You're trying to aim for a landing zone that's directly in front of you where it starts to open up towards the basket. It looks like Ben's starting to head there.
Yeah, he caught a late tree, but that was a really good drive. Rob as well. That hit a sort of a middle tree. You're not unhappy there because there is an alleyway in this wall of trees.
Yeah.
Oh, Pat takes a spill. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, that was a pretty good fall. I think we might have missed Bart's tee shot.
Yeah, insult to injury. Pat fell down and had the shortest drive. Oh no!
Oh.
Oh no! That's not good. So if you're new to disc golf, that's not ideal. You don't want that to happen.
No. Oh, and his next shot only went like 100 feet before it hit another tree.
Yeah, hopefully he can take a second. I hope it wasn't the fall, maybe getting into his head a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hope he didn't hurt himself.
That was amazing.
That was an incredible forehand.
Rob doesn't seem to throw very many forehands. I think I've only seen him throw one or two in these videos, and that was awesome. All right, Pat, that's a lot better. Oh, still catching that late tree. That was tracking very well. Still, he's up there. If you get to that creek, then it's a pretty easy up and down. They can be pretty obstructed with the big trees on the far side, but generally you can find a line through.
Right. We'll see what Ben's dealing with here. It looked like he had a really good drive. Hopefully he can get up and down. Yeah, he was right in the alleyway. That was a good approach.
What a drive. I mean, it was a good approach, but I mean, he put himself in that position. That was amazing.
Right.
Good up from Bart. It's that last tree, but he's well within the circle.
That little marshy area, there is casual that does not play as OB.
Yeah, it's sort of a dried up creek bed, but it's still pretty soggy. Now, for some reason, the camera must cut out here because we see Rob prepping, and then it ends. So we don't have the tap-ins there. But once the scores come up, sooner or later. Oh yeah, let's see. He knows it. That was a good drive. And as Pat showed us, bad stuff can happen on hole 14.
Yeah.
So if you get off the tee, you're going to be in pretty good shape. But Pat taking the unfortunate double bogey, the rest of the guys in the cart taking pars. And we're moving on.
Yeah. Hole 15. It's another shot in the woods. It's kind of right in front of you, but you got to hit some tiny gaps to get through.
Yeah, it's short. It takes a little bit of left to right turn. Yeah, it's pretty good. He's gonna be right up there.
Yeah, it looks like he hit the gap, and he's gonna be rewarded for it.
Bart's throwing a roller on this.
I've never seen anyone throw a roller on this hole.
There's so much stuff on the ground here that it's so undulating. I don't see the roller as being a very high percentage play, but he got through pretty well.
Looks like he made it work.
Okay, I don't know if I need to change my contact lenses, but I can't see what's happening on Rob's shot. We'll have to see where it landed. Pat needs to...
That looks like it's turned over too much.
Yeah, it should be an easy up and down. It's a short enough hole that even if you throw a kind of a rough drive, usually you can find a way to salvage a par. But it's short enough that you definitely want to look at two. Oh, good run, Bart. Bart is deadly from range.
Okay, let's see if Ben can keep this hot round going. He's been doing a good job of avoiding the bogeys.
Oh, just a little
man.
left. A little bit left. Is this Rob's drive?
I think that might have been Rob's drive.
Nice. Ever since that the forehand on the last hole, he's been solid. I think he carded the only birdie on that hole, right? Rob?
Yeah, he did.
Rob with the only birdie.
Hole 16, it's a par 4. Again, it's not very long, but you're playing down this clearing, and you're basically throwing into the woods, into a wall of trees that you have to try to navigate through to get to the pin.
So I don't know if you're sensing a theme here if you're viewing this, but the front 9 is fairly open. It's through the campus.
Right.
The back 9 is through the woods, and it requires some really touchy technical shots. So, all right, there you can kind of see it. So this road, you throw down this road, and the road turns to the left, but the fairway doesn't. The fairway goes directly into those woods, and the basket is going to be tucked in a little bit straight and to the right. I think the roller's a really good play on this, but his didn't quite stand up. It finished over to the left. As long as you're not off to the side of this road, you're still throwing into the woods no matter what. So, that was really unlucky.
That was a good shot, though. He kept it in the middle, and he's gonna have not going to be obstructed with his footing, at least.
Yeah, if you would have not hit that middle pillar, I'm thinking you'd have skipped into the tree line, and it's much easier to throw your approach shot from inside of the tree line.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there.
Yeah, just like you were saying. Oh, it looks like he caught an early tree. He's going to be in scramble mode.
Every shot after the drive on this hole is scramble mode.
Yeah.
So that's fair. But that was really good. Bart took the intended line there from outside of the tree line.
Another forehand from Rob.
Oh, a turnover forehand. That was
Whoa.
that was great.
Is that up by the basket?
Why does he throw anything else? It seems like every time it's a good one.
A little low from, I think that was Pat.
I think it was Pat as well, and that's it was tough. He had tough footing, and if you're off of this pretty narrow line, it's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
There are lines here and there, but finding them is a challenge. All right, Pat, see, finish it off. Yeah, there you go.
Nice putt.
And there are trees just feet from the basket that you have to work your way around. Good finish, Ben. Or it's going to tap in. And Rob's going to finish up as well. And this is actually Bart's drive from 14. So there it was missing, but
we found
evidence that it exists. All right, so Rob got a birdie on that hole. That's a hard hole to birdie.
Wow,
the rest of the card,
that's impressive.
Bringing in their pars. So after all of these wooded holes, we're out to hole 17, which is the first open hole for quite some time.
Yeah.
You walk out of that little tree line that we were just in, and you're going to throw back up the hill. There are 3 trees right in front of the tee, which we can't see from where we're at. Well, there's one of them. That's a nice close-up view of it. So you have to sort of avoid those 3 initial trees and throw into another little gathering of trees that you can see surrounding the basket. Really, anything that's up there is going to give you a pretty good look.
Yeah. Oh, we see another roller from Bart.
This is
he's crafty with these rollers.
That is an amazing tee shot.
That is.
I mean, that's
oh
astonishingly good.
He has some really old, really flippy discs that he loves throwing on those rollers, and it works out.
Oh, that's a great drive from Pat as well. That's the play I normally take, the hyzer to the right of that
Yeah.
first set of trees.
The hyzer's a little touchy. If you push it a little long, you'll catch those trees and fall down short. So.
And sometimes get sucked into the woods, which sucks.
Yeah. It's almost tough to save your 3 from them there.
Over here on the left, if you end up bailing out to the left, it's a longer putt, but they're pretty open.
Yeah.
So you can run them without much worry. There he is, yeah.
That's a nice putt. He knows it.
Nice putt, yeah, he needed that. That was good. Yeah, if you've been looking at the scores, we haven't talked much about it. We've been focusing on the golf, but the scores are pretty tight.
They are.
And
it's a close race.
Hole 18, as you're going to see here in a minute, is exceptionally difficult, and you can have 3-4 stroke swings on hole 18.
Oh yeah.
So every stroke matters. So that putt was big.
It's a downhill 1,000-foot par 5, which doesn't sound too bad, but it has just enough trees and just enough tall grass and woods to make it super tough. It's probably, in my opinion, the second hardest hole in the course besides hole 12.
Right. According to par, I mean,
yeah,
it's a hard hole.
If you don't get off the tee shot is super tough. If you don't get off the tee, you're in for a long 1,000 feet.
Yeah. So generally when I'm playing this hole, I try to get through that gap that he just hit and end up to the left to set up either a turnover or a roller. Ben looks like he's going over those trees.
Yeah, if you can, that's a good option.
And
looks like he came up a bit short though.
Yeah. But short and left is okay.
Right.
It's better than being right.
As long as you're not, well...
Oh, another roller. I think he hit a tree on that too, and he's still carrying forward. This is going to a really good spot.
Oh my, that is fantastic.
Especially having hit a tree, that's unreal. Oh, Pat's laying down a roller.
If you have the roller, this is a good hole to throw it on. The grass is pretty short and it's downhill, so it can really carry pretty far.
You see Pat finished his roller to the right though, and that's trouble because there's the trees sort of make a peninsula into the fairway, and they're pretty tall. It's hard to get over them, and it makes the angle for the second shot much harder.
Yeah, if you don't have a forehand, you'll have to throw some kind of turnover, which gets pretty touchy.
Yeah, if it hyzers out, you end up in some tall grass on the left, and there's probably 20 discs in there, unfound currently.
As we speak.
Wishing their owner would have found them. But it looks like Ben might have slipped on that.
Ooh, I think he might have thrown that one into the ground.
Yeah, I think he lost his footing there and ended up throwing it down into the ground. See if Bart's going to throw another roller. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If you can get this one down, because it's downhill, it'll go a long ways. Don't finish right, though. There's a little apple orchard that looks like he's right behind. It cuts off your hyzer angle.
He's in a great spot after 2, or he has great distance after 2, but the spot is, you don't want to be on the right there.
From being pinched on the right, that's a good roller from Pat as well.
Yeah.
You could hypothetically throw 3 rollers in your first 3 shots.
I mean, there are trees on this hole. It doesn't look like it because they're not hitting any, but this hole plays a lot tougher than what they're showing.
Yeah, Salim and I hit enough trees for everybody, so they figured we had met the quota for them.
Yeah. There's a big turnover, which is a play I like.
Oh, he got all of that.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Wow, what a shot. It carried really far to the right and came back past that apple orchard, which should give him a pretty easy up and down. Oh, and Rob's throwing into this is not a good spot to be.
Yeah, it's hard to get.
He got a little bit of.
You can see he still has a full 400 feet to the pin, even after his 3rd shot.
Yeah, and it's not going to be easy to throw out of there. He got a little bit of forward roll, so we'll see how bad it actually is. Oh, there it is. There's the 3rd roller, and
is it a Saturday? Yeah. Oh, Bart must be throwing a roller. That is
look at
incredible.
That! Wow, what a shot!
That is amazing.
What a shot! Oh, so Rob got through most of those trees. We'll see if he can.
Looks like he had to get tricky with it. Yeah.
I think he caught a late tree there, but he did get out. The cameraman showing us this the view down the hill. That's pretty nice.
This is Pat. This is a tough approach. There are trees on the right that can hit your disc, and looks like he might have caught one.
Yeah, I think he got hung up in the tall grass on the edge, but he should have a putt. Maybe edge of the circle.
Yeah.
Another forehand.
This one should be good.
It's an interesting forehand technique, but hey, it works if it's not broken. Yeah, there you see he got caught up in that tall grass. Nice putt. Nice putt. With some tricky footing. That's
a good way to finish your round.
Yeah, it is. It's an easy putt to miss. So, nice finish, Pat.
And Bart showing why the roller is the play on this hole. If you have it.
Yep, Bart putting on a roller clinic. That was a solid finish.
Is this for the win?
I think that's for the win. That seals the win for Ben. Nice.
Nice play, Ben. That huge turnover was a clutch throw after his second shot.
It was a good round by him. Just like, as you said, solid, avoiding any trouble.
Yeah, he did a good job of avoiding the bogeys and taking birdies when they came.
They played that hole. Being 1 under par as a card on that hole is good.
Yeah.
That's really good. And yeah, we see Ben secured the win. Pat and Bart tied for second, and Rob in fourth. Nobody from the chase card was able to catch him. But thanks for watching.
We'd like to give a quick thank to Dave Goodwill, our tournament director. I think he did a great job putting this on. It was his first tournament that he ran.
And thanks to our camera folks who, having no disc golf experience, did their best. And next time it'll be even better.
Yep.
All right, I'm Joe. This is Salim, and thanks for watching.